Looks like we're live. We're going to jump right into it. Welcome, everybody. Justin Publon here, WisconsinWX.com meteorologist. Tracking the storm off here in northwest Wisconsin. It's a multifaceted system with wind, strong wind gusts for much of the state, and that'll be increasing tonight. Turning colder tomorrow, but where you're seeing the majority of the snow is off in northwest Wisconsin right now. Maybe a snow shower or something coming through for the rest of us tonight. Let's take a look at a closer detail here. This is the radar. Again, there's no precipitation type coloring in there. There's just reflectivity. Where you're seeing that heaviest band for snow is going to be forming off here, and it looks like it's in eastern Minnesota, along the Wisconsin-Minnesota border up in here. Minneapolis specifically is one area that's been looking like a snowy place for this evening. But yeah, besides that, southeast of Eau Claire, not too much going on at the moment. Wausau, nothing at the moment. Marquette, Michigan, nothing. But yeah, so the red marks here. This is kind of where my heaviest zone is, and yeah, you could see some spots there that exceed a foot of snow based on the latest modeling. So, all right, let me just make sure we're all good to go here, and it's working out. I'm also going to pull up your comments. We'll get to the questions if you have any towards the end. That seems to work the best. All right. I'm not on the live. Just bear with me 1 second. There we go. Okay, quiet down. Okay, there we go. Okay. Current warnings on the regional scale. The orange colors here are blizzard warnings. There's a big area of blizzard warning out here in Minnesota, northwest Iowa, South Dakota, and Nebraska. Even a little bit in North Dakota there, but Minnesota's getting a brunt of it too. You're getting wind gusts of almost 70 miles per hour along the Minnesota-South Dakota border there. But the storm's kind of moving out of there now. We're pretty much obviously focused on Wisconsin here, but just want to give you that context that it's a pretty mean system in Minnesota, and we're getting a taste of it in Wisconsin. Latest reports, there's nothing coming in terms of reports just yet in Wisconsin, but I'm seeing some reports out here, and they're lighter because the system's intensifying right now. You can see this band really taking shape here. That'll be our main producer for snow here this evening. Here's a little bit of a closer look at some of the watches and warnings and advisories. This is a winter storm advisory here. This is a winter storm warning up here, and this is the blizzard warning out here. And it goes right up against that Wisconsin-Minnesota border right there, so something to keep in mind. If you live in Turtle Lake, Hayward, but more so Hayward up to Duluth, yeah, looking like a pretty nasty or pretty good snowstorm with this one. Just some text on the blizzard warning itself in Minnesota, just to show you. Again, not much to glean from this, and then just showing you the winter storm warning. In effect until 6 a.m. Central Time on Thursday. So let's take a look at the radar reflectivity, kind of the prediction. This is picking it up pretty close to right now. And you're seeing let me zoom in a little bit if I can. It's not really a good, well-centered image there. Okay. You're seeing that snow line is going to be set up, this afternoon, but, we'll see. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. That it kind of runs like that because it's on the northwest flank of the low pressure system, which on the HRR model here by about 6 or 7 p.m. is already down to 986 millibars, which is pretty strong. Look at how tight these isobars are in here. So these are lines of equal pressure. That indicates wind flow. Wherever these are really close, it's really strong wind coming in the back side of that. So in addition to the heavy snow, you have snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches in this zone. You're also going to have wind gusts tonight, 6 to 7 p.m., in that range, give or take a few hours there. You're going to have wind gusts approaching 30 to 40 miles per hour. So it's going to get pretty darn windy and near blizzard-like there, especially on the western side of the Mississippi River, but also perhaps, towards, like I said before, on those few westernmost counties. This is just a few models, and I could go and show you my prediction, but I wanted to kind of look at the HR. And this is... Again, this is additional snowfall. This hasn't come yet necessarily. And you're seeing a pretty heavy zone in here. Again, this is kind of an area I've been highlighting. Do we reach those amounts? Okay, this HR model is saying up to 16 or even up to 20 way up north. Ashland, what is that, Bayfield County up there. I don't know if we're going to get that much snow, but I would not be surprised to see a foot of snow somewhere in that region. And, it doesn't hurt to be prepared, for that, in addition to the wind, okay, near blizzard-like conditions tonight. But that's kind of what we're watching, and at the moment, what we're looking at. Road conditions currently, and I'll refresh this page really quick. And not too much to talk about right now, but I definitely going to bet that this area tonight is not going to be one area you want to go to, traveling around in because of the wind and the snow. Let's take a look at some video from Minnesota. Again, I apologize. I have to show you this social media website, but pretty interesting. I don't know if you can hear how the sound's coming through. I think this is in a rural county out in the western or central Minnesota. Pretty windy out there. This is from NPR Weather on Twitter. So I'm guessing
Minneapolis. Hey, meteorologist Paul Huttner here again, out in what is now evolving into a blizzard in the southwestern Twin Cities. So we've had about 2 inches of snow here. The wind is absolutely ripping now. I estimate gusts of at least 50 miles an hour over the last half hour or so in the southwest metro. Visibility is way down.
So snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour is the big time. And this is, I'm not sure if this is in Minnesota or not, near Jackson on I-90. What that kind of looks like. This is full-blown blizzard-like whiteout conditions. Imagine driving in that. I mean, geez. Whiteout, Minnesota. So the storm is legit. It's there. It really exists, and it's snowing, quite a bit, and it's going to intensify this evening. I'm picking this windy. So this is windy.com. This is a measure of the wind. You're also seeing the isobars, the lines of equal pressure here. Wherever they're tight next to each other, it's windy, and you can see that visualization in that sort of special effect there. Coming in the backside of low pressure system. Here's the low right here. The reason it's not so windy in this zone right now and in that time frame in the next few hours, it will be getting windier, but right now it's not because you're near that low pressure center. The winds are converging there, but on the outside of that low pressure center, that's where your pressure lines are really tight, like I mentioned, and that's where it's windy. So up in here, you can see at about 3 p.m., this is what the model thinks. And it's been windy in Wisconsin, but it'll get windier tonight, I think. But that's also showing a 986 millibar low pressure system. Centered near Eau Claire, as we go towards 6 p.m., that low pressure system moves off towards Marquette, and it does weaken just slightly in terms of low pressure depth there. But you see that the winds really kick up, and you also get, let's drop a pin here west of Eau Claire, 50 mile per hour wind gusts on the European this evening. So that's really going to blow that snow around as the storm comes to an end. I thought I showed you this, but I didn't show you in real good detail, I guess. Let's just go through this a little bit more, okay? Because I may have blown over this real quick. There's low pressure. It's going to snow like crazy up in here for the next few hours. And then by the time I get to about 10 p.m. or so, it's starting to wind down. So that's within the next 8 hours or so is really where you're going to have the peak of the event. And then it moves off. So by midnight and certainly by early tomorrow morning, the snow is done, but the wind is still howling, and you're getting that blowing and drifting going on. Again, mainly with this system, mainly up here. Maybe you're having some snow showers up and down through here overnight, but not amounting to much. Okay. So in addition, we didn't finish this, but I'll go back to this real quick. The wind gusts overnight. So this is 3 a.m. tonight. So that'd be 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. Thursday morning. Pretty windy across Wisconsin, but in staying windy through the morning, probably weakening throughout the day. Okay. One other thing to mention about this going into Thursday morning is going to be the wind chills, which are going to dip below zero through Wisconsin, especially Minnesota. You're seeing here on the forecast negative 30s, negative 20s in that range across Minnesota. So the combination of the wind gusts and the cold temperatures moving in. But in Wisconsin, relatively warmer, but still cold for sure. a little bit warmer near the lakeshore, eastern Wisconsin, and colder northwest where the fresh snow has fallen and the winds are maybe probably a little bit stronger in the backside of that low pressure system. Let's go through at a high level. This is very near to the end, and then we'll get to some questions. I just want to show you kind of a bigger picture for the rest of Wisconsin for the rest of the next 7 days or so. Temperature forecast before we get into that. Here's our warm day, so that's today. Today's Wednesday. As we go towards Thursday and in through the week and through the weekend, closer to average. Cold for sure here on Thursday, colder than average probably for most of us. But yeah, near average, I would say, typical for December. And it's been warmer than average. So that's what it looks like here. This was for Wisconsin Rapids, which is in central Wisconsin. But it kind of applies generally to Wisconsin as a whole. All right, going through this week ahead. Here's the storm we're talking about right now off the latest GFS. Really, this is a winter storm by definition. Perhaps even a blizzard by definition too out there. But as that moves through, you've seen that cold front pop through. That's actually not a very good cold front line. Like that, with this large system and a large upper level trough kicking through. Another big system blows up in here off the East Coast. We don't have to worry much about that because it's not on the East Coast, it's in the eastern United States, but we don't have to worry about that so much. As the week goes on, maybe a weak system later this weekend with kind of spotty snowfall amounts, snowfall accumulations, perhaps. On this latest run, we'll see how things go and evolve throughout the week, but that's what it's showing for later this weekend. And then another system, perhaps early next week, but this is so far out, I won't get too carried away with it. But this might be a better snow producer for Wisconsin as a whole. This system that comes in later, so closer to Monday to Wednesday, December 27th to December 30th, perhaps. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. The time frame right now is December 30th. This storm system would be coming through towards the middle of next week. So something to keep an eye on, but nothing really to worry about at this moment. That's what I got for you right now. And again, I summarized this kind of on the website. I got a late break on it because the system looked like it was going to track way off to the west or not be much of a thing. And here we are. It's actually kind of trended colder and further east. This is kind of my snowfall prediction, but I went 10 to 15 up in here. And actually, I've even labeled it to 10 to 18, but we'll see. This is if you're looking at this spatially, that's a county-wide zone, okay, width-wise, right? So if you're to hit that, it's very unlikely to hit that. But if you do, that'd be fun. I'd love to hit that accuracy level, but we'll see. And it wouldn't surprise me, like I said, if we have some 12-inch amounts. So we'll take it back to, let's go to the weather wall, and then we'll take some questions real quick. Weather wall, where are you? There you are. Oh, my weather wall. I just want to see this most recent update, and then I'll get into it. Okay. Now some questions, and I apologize if I skip over you or I miss you. It's not intentional. There's a lot of people who comment, and I thank you guys for watching and leaving your thoughts and support and watching. That's awesome. Again, I haven't been around too much, but when I do pop in, it's nice to see everyone showing up to support me. Thank you very much. And man, this winter, I would like to see it become a little bit more exciting, and perhaps it will, but I better be careful about what I say because I don't want to be the one that results in, 50 inches of snow in Wisconsin Dells by this time next week. Like, I don't want to be that person who's responsible for that karma, but anyway, I digress. All right. Okay, I got my tablet here. We're going to go through these real quick. Send it south to Madison and Milwaukee, please. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen with this system, but maybe in the next one we'll see. Again, if you have any questions about how much snow you're going to get, you should go to the website and check out my forecast, or check out one of these free weather websites. Pivotalweather.com has everything you need. I'm just kind of commentating on the top of it. Whatever falls for depth should stick, right? Well, I mean, theoretically, yes, but there's always some melting and compression. Kuchera method is kind of that responsive mode method. And that's what I try to use the most. I'm not showing you the European because it's at 10 to 1, and I don't like that being stuck at that. But yes, theoretically, yes. But I don't know. I mean, I trust these models for the most part at this forecast hour. Generally, they're all showing kind of the same thing, and I'm going to circle this zone of heaviest snow generally right now. GFS, okay. These aren't all the absolute latest. There's a mixture of latest and maybe 6 hours old. HR, ARW, okay, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm, coming up with this out of thin air. All these models and these short range models collectively are all kind of saying the same thing, but also the NAM. And that's a little bit more of a conservative estimate. And I'm fine with that. If you want to go more conservative, no problem. But they're all pointing to heavy snow, perhaps blizzard-like conditions there from Minneapolis up through. It used to look like Duluth, but perhaps it's a little bit further east now into Bayfield and parts of almost like over to Ashland almost. Christmas for snow would be wonderful. I agree. We had some, and then progressively it's just melted away here in Oshkosh. So that's the way it goes, right? Let me just clear this off here and get back to some of your questions. I don't even have my snowblower out yet. Yeah, mine's probably broken, and I think I'm gonna end up paying for that in the end with some back soreness because I'll be shoveling my entire driveway. How icy will travel be Thursday morning in central Wisconsin? Well, sometimes what you can have is the snow, if it's light and the right type, it can kind of like melt or freeze to the surface and get compressed to the surface, and you could have slippery spots there Thursday morning in central Wisconsin. However, it's certainly not of the concern that this would be. If you're in Minneapolis tonight, that's more concern. But I think that's more of a typical wintertime driving situation here coming up for Thursday morning in central Wisconsin. That's a good question. How close to Eau Claire is that southeast line on your map? Right. All right. So this is the 3 to 6 line I have here in the blue. That's my 3 to 6, and it's actually northwest of Eau Claire. But again, you have to look at this radar right now, how this is shaping up. This is really cleared out in here. And this is all dry, not necessarily dry air, but relatively speaking, there's nothing there. So if you're on Eau Claire, you have to wait for this system to kind of swing around probably a little bit. You're not getting the snow right there right now, and it's probably even rain, if at anything. However, where you're seeing that band really take shape is right in here. Yeah, right where I have this red line, that's my 10 to 15, 10 to 18 zone. And then the purple magenta line is my 6 to 10. Again, I could put the county names on it. This is not the best visualization, but I like it because it kind of is all encompassing. Any accumulation predicted for Appleton's Fox Cities region? Let's go take a look at the latest HR. And the models do show for the rest of Wisconsin perhaps some light accumulation. If it does stick and it's measurable, this is how much you might get. So, I mean, trace amounts up to an inch, basically from La Crosse up to Iron Mountain southeastward. Not too much to talk about, okay? Not too much of a big deal, okay, with that. But yes, that's a good question. It's raining in EC. Yeah, I believe it. On an awful day. I believe it, yeah. I mean, you're going to have to wait a little bit, and especially, like I said, with that dry air popping through there. I mean, that's kind of one of the risks, right? Because on the southern fringe, you're wondering, and I'm wondering, how is this going to be eroded? Because there's all kinds of things that can go on in this area to lower snowfall amounts. That's why I'm not enthusiastic or really going too aggressive eastward. I'm just trying to reflect where that main band is, and that's where I've kind of since last night and through this morning, that's kind of where it's been and it stayed. So anyway, wow, yeah, it's good time. Yeah, it gets 30 packs of beer. Yeah, you might need a few beers if you're in there. You might not be going for a while, at least until tomorrow. If you're northwest of Eau Claire, Hayward, let's go check it out. Let's go check you out up here. Where do I think the heaviest snow is going to be now? And that's really hard to see. I apologize. These city names are really kind of faint in there with the layers. But Turtle Lake, Hayward, I keep mentioning Solon Springs, and over into Minneapolis. I've had the west side of Minneapolis with the heaviest snow, not so much the east side, but still snowy through this event. Again, it's 2:37 p.m. Central Time, and the event is about to will end around 10 to midnight tonight. So you have to really be going at about 1 to 2 inch per hour snowfall rates, pretty much all the way through to reach this forecast amount. Certainly to reach the HR forecast amount of this month. I mean, this would almost have to be 3 inch per hour rates at that point. So yeah, like I said, the conservative, nothing wrong with the conservative end on this one. This is the NAM. Nothing wrong with that. And that's why I like to give a range because, these models are not perfect, but it's all we got. Door County, what's going on in Door County? You're going to be like the rest of Wisconsin here. You're going to have the wind tonight. Windy typically in Wisconsin, and tomorrow, and it's going to be cooling off. But you don't have too much to worry about in Door County besides maybe some snow tonight and the wind. But yeah, good question. Good question, Milwaukee. I did cover that. Ground is bare in Eau Claire. Yeah, it's kind of the way I look at this season. Southern Wisconsin got a lot of snow with that first system of the season, but Northern Wisconsin's kind of been left out of the equation. You guys have been typically seasonally you'd expect a lot more snow up there. And not so much so far. However, that winter can change on a dime, and what December holds is not necessarily what January and February are going to bring. So, yeah, but it's just the way it goes. You got to roll with the punches. I'm hoping for a good storm here in Oshkosh and eastern Wisconsin. We did have, I'm going back over the last few months, but we did have quite a bit of rain in that one event. So we kind of had our excitement for the year, I think, and I think I'm ready to move into 2021. The later half of this winter, I kind of want to see what that's all about, and I want to see what the storm season is about too. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, I might actually check out here and upload this video to YouTube, or do another video on YouTube. That's cool too, and go from there. I thank you guys for tuning in. I apologize if I'm kind of absent. I think like a lot of people right now, we're all kind of working through something, working through these times, and I'm certainly one of them. And I really do hope that I can return to a greater level here in Wisconsin Weather on the Facebook page and even on the website too at some point. But it's really all God willing and weather permitting, as I said. And I kind of like I relate it back to, and this is probably turned into an ongoing joke, but somebody will say, welcome back, and I'll say, I'm not back. And you'll have to go watch Twister to understand how that worked out. And I also did kind of a video thing on the website regarding that, which I just makes me laugh, but maybe you also get a kick out of it too. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later, and stay safe and enjoy the